What's up, guys? I'm Cory Duncan, and this is the American Made series. So in this episode, we're going to dive in on how I started and what I started with. And then we're going to jump into some Q&As from the shop tour video that Ian and I did. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out. It's pretty cool, and it gives you a good introduction on how I started and, the vision of the brand. So yeah, let's dive into it. Before all this flashy stuff, the CNCs, the lasers, I only started with two things, and it was this. All right, guys, a laptop and a 3D printer that started all this. Let's go back. I bought both of these in 2013, I believe. I bought the computer for, I think it was like $800 at Best Buy, and the 3D printer I bought online from Maker Gear. And at the time, this was the printer. I bought it disassembled for I think around $1,800, and that was a lot for me at the time. I bought it disassembled just to save money. I think the assembled one, come in, plug and play, was in the 2000s. It took a day or a couple days to assemble it, and this is what launched my first company. There was a previous brand I have, previous to Vice, and it started with this. And a lot of the learning curve I applied to Vice started with that brand. If I was to buy another 3D printer, it would be a Bamboo Labs printer. Man, this thing is wicked, has crazy technology on it, and it is so user-friendly that is a route I would go. I have no affiliation with them. I just bought their product, love it, and that's what I would go with again. And without these, man, I don't know if I'd be at the point I'm at, because every product I've released and launched up to a year ago, because I upgraded my printer, was done on these. So all the versions of the wallet you see, everything you see was done on these. And if I had to give some insider knowledge on someone starting, I don't think I would change a thing, because now you can get these cheaper and just way better printers, and you can go on that same path without, a 60 grand, 50 grand, or huge amount of money in this equipment. You could put this in your bedroom and you can start drawing and producing and just creating cool things, man. So that's what I would do if I had a small budget and do it all over again. As far as printers, that's what I roll with. Hope that helps. And let's get into some Q&As. These questions are from the original shop tour video that Ian and I did. Yeah, we're gonna do a couple of those. And as you watch this video, if something comes to mind, whether it be machining or just basically anything that I can help with, drop a comment below, and I'd love to touch on it on the next video if I can. So, question number 1. Thanks for sharing. What 3D software did you learn to use? I originally started on SolidWorks. It's a great software. I use it to this day. I don't think Fusion 360 was around. I didn't know about it, or for some reason, that's just not what I started on. Yeah, and it was crazy to start on SolidWorks. I mean, it's stupid expensive, so at the time I couldn't afford it. I would have friends that are still in college, and I would buy the educational seat from them, which is good for like a year. So I did that for multiple years, and finally all my friends graduated and I didn't have that anymore. So I had to man up and get it myself. But yeah, SolidWorks is amazing. Fusion 360 is amazing. Yeah, I still use both to this day. I do all my CAD in Fusion 360, and just because I'm efficient, I use SolidWorks, and I just very efficient at that. But if I had to do it all again, I would probably start in Fusion 360, man. It's cheap, it's very user-friendly. I think you can get it free for a while. So yeah, there's kind of no reason not to jump in it. What brand laser is that? That is a laser marking technology Cobalt. And that thing is a complete gangster. Before I bought that, I was back and forth with, an eBay version, a very stupid, expensive version. That's what I ended up going with, because they just have a great reputation. Their customer support is on point. The laser's great. It's a 50-watt MOPA. And with the MOPA, you can do multiple colors in titanium versus the other ones, I forget what style they are. They don't allow that. So you can get the full spectrum of colors with the MOPA on titanium.
You mentioned before that the Cobalt was a bit more expensive, 25K about. If I was starting out, then what would you suggest if I absolutely needed a laser printer?
With all the big name brand stuff, you're gonna 20, they're very expensive. So I think you're gonna have to go with the Chinese version. I do not own one, but I know people who own them, and I think they do pretty decent. So if you have a part you got to get a mark on, or you're just in a pinch, I would go that route. I would buy something cheap and cross my fingers and hope it works. But you're not getting support with it or anything, that you're kind of on your own. But
American made series. Go get the Chinese one.
right? Yeah. So and okay, I'm glad he said that. Laser Marking Technology is an American company. They're doing it up in I believe Michigan or something. But yeah, you can call and get someone on the phone. It's not 20 emails to get service. You can get straight to the man, and it's great. So, all right, next question. What are you using for a rotary phase converter? I forget the brand, but it's a 50 horsepower, I do believe. And we'll drop a picture or a small video of what I'm actually using in here so you can see it.
Is that the humming we're hearing in the background right now?
Yes, and in all our videos, you will hear the humming. It's from, this one is not, I forget, there is a all electrical version where you do not have a motor to convert the phases from single to 3. So the humming you hear is this huge motor. I mean, this sucker is huge, hundreds of pounds that's turning to make the 3-phase. So when I started this shop, I was balling on a budget, right? I just bought my first machine, that Haas, the mini mill back there, and dude, I was balling on a budget. So I was able to find a machine shop going out of business, or to do something happened where he was pivoting and he wasn't doing machining anymore. So I was able to get that phase converter, a bunch of tooling, and all kinds of stuff. Vices, the Kirk vices that I used up until like a couple months ago, on a smoking deal. So man, that was like a lifeline to me, because all that stuff was going to be so expensive, and that saved me so much money. But if I had to do it all again and I had a little coin, I would do the converter without the motor, and you wouldn't hear any of that you hear in this video. So they're a little pricey-er, but definitely worth it. Did they call each other first and plan on dressing the same? Hey man, I'm wearing a black backwards hat, a black t-shirt, and some jeans. What are you wearing? Response, same. Look, bro, let's just keep it real. Real, recognize real. He's got style, I got style. So I don't think I need to say any more. When homie shows up wearing what I'm wearing, I'm like, my man. Next question, Bridgeport for $1,000. Wow, that's a nice come up. That's not really a question, but I wanted to address that because that machine is like so important to what I have going on. As these machines running and they're busy doing something, and you don't want to pull them off the job. Dude, punching holes in something, chamfering, just simple stuff that you don't need a CNC for. That thing is priceless. If you don't have one in your shop, which most people do if they have all this other equipment just because of that reason, and you're able to get one on the cheap, and just, even if it sits in the corner for like 2 years without being used, it will come in handy, even if it's like 15 minutes every 2 years. Like, dude, it's priceless. And the way I acquired that one, and you might be able to do the same, is, a company was liquidating some of their old equipment, and I was able to slide in there, and I actually bought that one and a lathe, and I didn't really have a purpose for the lathe. The lathe was like a 12-inch chuck or something, I don't do parts that big, so I was able to get rid of that one and keep that one. I think every shop needs a manual mill. I see you use Shopify and wanted to know if you ever considered Squarespace, and if so, why did you go with Shopify? I just recently, I've probably been on Shopify for like a year now, or maybe over a year, around about a year, but I originally started on Wix. I don't know anything about Squarespace or how it works, so I can't really comment about that, but I will tell you, everyone needs a digital footprint. Like, even if it's a landing page, you're a machine shop, you don't sell any products, you need that to say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, I'm real, and these are the services I offer, and whatever. But yeah, if you're just wanting a landing page, I would do something with Wix, because you could do some really cool stuff for really cheap. But if I'm developing a product and doing e-commerce, I'm going Shopify all day, because the back end of things, you can run ads better, more efficiently. You can link it up to Google more efficiently. Some of the back end stuff is very user friendly and more advanced on an e-commerce side. All right, another question. I have a small machine shop myself. I have been working on a product for the longest time. I really think it's taken me so long because it's scary to put yourself out there like that, You spend years thinking about such a scenario and end up putting it off and off. It seems easier just to make parts for other people because there's less responsibility on my end. Anyway, if you had any advice about launching a product, or in hindsight, maybe some things you would have done differently, what are they? So, oh man, this is a deep question. There's so much to say about this, because yeah, it's scary. It's terrifying, because when you start to launch a product, you get so much criticism, and it's just a scary thing, man. But how many times have you seen a product and it was like, oh dude, I had that idea like 3 years ago? But there's one thing difference between the guy that has the product you see for sale and you. He took action and you didn't. That sucks, man. So it's important when you have these great ideas. It might be something to change the world, dude. You never know. So move on these, dude. It's very important. I think everyone that's went down that journey, it feels the way you feel. Yeah, it goes back to, like, one of my favorite artists is Russ. And he has this quote, what if it can turn out better than you can imagine? What if that one product that you have in your mind that you've been working on can change your life? That would be wild, dude. So I think you should go for it. Everyone's scared. So let's rewind to me in 2013. I launched my first product. I thought I had a cool idea, a cool product, and a website made. I thought this was going to be like an ATM. When I drop this website, I am going to be rich. I'd been marketing on Instagram for a while, a couple weeks, hyping the product up. Finally get the website done that I created. And bro, if you've seen this thing now, I don't think anyone would buy anything off of it. It was pretty rough. So, I did it myself. I'd never built a website. It was so lame. But I launched the website and didn't sell anything the first day. Second day, no sales. Third day, no sales. 2 weeks go by and I finally get a sale. Bro, I was heartbroken. I thought I was going to be rich. That was my expectation, is people build a website, you got a cool product, rich. I thought that was how the math played out. But that's not how it works, man. Products take time to mature and to grow an audience, and for people to feel comfortable with your product and gain social proof. Another piece of advice, if you go down this road, which I hope you do, and get that product to market, is take it being easy and simple off the table. This is going to be a journey that is going to take you through every emotion. You're going to be the highest of highs and the lowest of lows in one day. Once you take it being easy off the table, I think it makes the journey much easier, because when you get hit in the jaw, you're like, oh, well, that was supposed to happen. And then you keep moving. You're supposed to take these shots and keep moving, because releasing a product and, that time of maturity is not simple. Yeah, man, that's my advice, is just to roll with it and have confidence in your product, man. If it's good and at a good price for the market, I think you can sell anything. I truly believe that.
Plus, I think you have to remember it's an easy option when you think about how you'll feel, like you said, 3 years down the road, when you either see that product or you just have extreme regret by not going for it. Yeah. It breaks down your confidence, and the regret is immeasurable. Yes. If you don't just go for it. Yeah, it's going to be really hard to start that all up. Yes, you're going to have letdowns, but it's a lot harder going through the regret of something that never was.
Absolutely, dude. There's days that go by when I say you'll experience the highest of the highs and the lowest of lows in one day. There are literally days I feel like quitting. And I'm like, I don't know how we're going to pull this off. I don't know, so many uncertainties and you want to quit. But then you think, if I quit, I will regret it the rest of my life. Like, what could have been? Dude, what if you could have grew that to a $1 billion business or a household brand like Apple or whatever, but you quit when it got hard. So yeah, I think about that all the time and the regret. So man, I think you should launch the product and see where it goes, dude. And you can always be like, well, it didn't pan out or whatever, but then you know. Dude, these questions are awesome, man. And any trials and tribulations I've been through that will help you shortcut your path to whatever you're working with. And I'm not a guru, dude. I'm just sharing my experiences with you and hope to save you like the punch in the gut that I got or to shortcut your path. So yeah, man, chime off in the comments and whatever it is, machining, products, whatever, dude. Any way I can help, I would love to. So, all right, man, this is the first episode of American Made, and we will catch you on the next one.